Good morning, everyone. Good evening. Today we're going to be talking about green cleaning. We've got sort of a quick meeting because green cleaning is a huge subject, but is super interesting if you want to start diving in very deep. When we talk about green cleaning, we talk about everything from cleaning our homes to cleaning ourselves. We can also talk about cleansing, but we're not talking about cleansing today. Cleansing usually has more to do with cleansing your digestive tract, eliminating toxins. We're talking specifically about eliminating toxins from your environment. So from your hair, your skin, your environment, your home, maybe your office. What are you using to clean your environment? The National World Health Organization actually says that we are 21 times more likely to die from chemicals that we use in our internal environment than we are from our external environment. And usually the pollution and the pollutants that we come in contact with in our outside air are actually not as toxic as the things that we use inside of our houses for cleaning and for maintaining that certain smell that we like. I know some of us, me included, started out cleaning our houses when we were quite young using very toxic chemicals, things like Clorox or other spray cleaners. And I know when you go to the supermarket, they are all the rage. You can find them everywhere. If you walk up and down the cleaner aisle, they are very strong smelling and kind of a shock to your system. But that is not the only way that we come in contact with cleaners. With toxins. One of the other ways are the products that we use on our hair and on our skin. Our skin is the largest organ of our body, and whether we're talking just about the skin of your face or we're talking about your entire body, you want to make sure that you are really using something that's pure and natural, because another very high and unfortunate statistic is the number 1 and number 2 professions for cancers are actually hairdressers and people who clean houses. So hairdressers and people who clean houses, and most of that has to do with the fact that they're not using they are using very toxic products in general, whether it's hair coloring or the shampoos or other products that they're using. So let me get started with my presentation, and then I have an interesting extra for you to take a look at. So hold on, let me share my screen. Okay, while I'm showing this lady with a scrub brush and gloves and an apron getting ready to clean her house, I'm also showing her in the great outdoors. And we talk about green cleaning, we talk about eliminating chemicals outside of us. We will do another presentation probably in May about eliminating chemicals inside of us and actually doing a cleanse. But today it's eliminating those toxins outside of us. All the ideas that are in this presentation are actually taken from the book, Essential Oils, Healthcare for Today, A Beginner's Guide. Whether you are a beginner or you're someone who's trying to talk to beginners about essential oils, this is the guide for you. It is the top 50 health issues organized in alphabetical order. And what I love about this guide is that it gives you 90-day plans for 50 top health issues for 3 months. So imagine getting your LRP already worked out for you for 90 days in the health issue that you choose to address. Makes it just a little bit easier when you're talking to someone trying to think up suggestions. I know we have some wonderful books out there on the market, but very often they're complicated or have a lot of information it's tough for a beginner to kind of sift through and make a decision about what exactly that they need. Want to help them to become less confused and for the whole process to be just a little bit easier for you. So this is, or for them. So this is really the book for you. I'm going to show 2 slides quickly, and this is our presidential diamond team. I'm super proud of this team. I'm not going to read the names today, But coming next month, I'm going to update the entire list and make sure that we're all up to date. I want to make sure that your names are on it. I did update the list briefly this morning, so you may spot a few new names on it, but I'm not going to actually call the names out. But if you take a look at the list, it's going to give you an idea of just how big and powerful and how fast moving this team is and how very cohesive it is. You don't see a lot of changes in this team, which is something I really love. You see people that are consistent and that are sticking with a process and are really making great strides. And I love to see people that maybe weren't on the list before and are on the list for the first time. It's super exciting. So we have, I want to say thank you to our Rising Presidential Diamond team. I am Elena Jordan. As you know, we have our Rising Presidential Diamonds, our Rising Blue Diamonds, our Rising Diamonds, and our Rising Platinums. And yes, folks, I know that this list should probably be a little bit bigger and needs to be updated, but I did make a few updates this morning. So thank you very much. When we see our rank advancements for the month of April, so that will be announced, we'll see that on May 1st, I'll make sure to update this list. And I want to thank also our Rising Golds. These are all the people that are working hard to jump to the next level, and we want to make sure that we're working with them and helping them. If you're in one of those, if you're on that first page, you want to make sure that you're working with your Rising Golds. And also, if your name is not on this list, I want to make sure next time I read it out that you're on here too. Okay, so the easiest way to keep your immune system strong, prevent asthma, eczema, and allergies, prevent a chemical cloud, prevent chemical residue on surfaces, and maintain clean indoor air, and prevent major illnesses is to not use toxic products in your house. You'd be surprised how many different ways that these products can affect us. They can be hormone disruptors. They can be eye, throat, nose, ear, and any mucous membrane irritators. They can also linger in the air for much, much longer than we really expect or that we could ever imagine. What I think of when I think of toxic cleaners is that I'm kind of walking through this cloud of just not cleanliness, but just more dirt, and that it's kind of settling on me and I'm carrying it around throughout the day. So I've made the conscious decision to update the products that I use and to use more essential oils and more natural cleaning products. And I'm going to actually show you a quick video and offer you some recipes in a few minutes that you can Snapchat, or I'm sorry, take screenshots of so that you can have some quick recipes. But I'm also going to send you to a website, a doTERRA, part of the new doTERRA website, where you can learn more about green cleaning and really just about all you'd want to know about green cleaning and keeping yourself healthy. But let's look at some of the major products that you want to consider if you're updating your cleaning regimen. And here's, looks like mom, grandma, and a little girl all using a little bit of lemon juice and maybe a little bit of some vinegar in a bottle, trying to keep their home clean. So the first thing we want to talk about is hair care. Hair products in general tend to have a lot of toxins. You want to look for, if you're not using doTERRA products, you want to look specifically for products that don't have things like phthalates or sodium lauryl sulfate, parabens. These are all hormone disruptors and can be very toxic to the body for over long-term use. When we think of the skin is like a giant sponge, really just absorbing different chemicals. And when we think about shampooing our hair, we sometimes leave the shampoo on our hair for a while. And for the next couple of days, you'll notice that your hair may actually smell like the shampoo. Well, that's just an indicator that there's some sort of perfume or something that's kind of stuck to your hair. Well, you want your hair to be clean. You want it to smell nice. You want it to smell nice from something natural like essential oils. So from left to right, the smoothing conditioner and shampoo. I love these both. And I've actually recently just invested in the back bar size. So if you come to my house and you go to my guest bathroom, you'll be treated to the giant sizes of shampoo and conditioner, because I want to make sure that anybody who comes to visit really has enough doTERRA shampoo and conditioner to use on a regular basis. The root to tip serum I actually use on my hair when it's wet. So I'll put a few drops about the size of a small coin in the palm of my hand, and then rub it through to the ends of my hair. My hair's a little bit longer now, so I'm using a little bit more of this. If your hair is quite short, or for one of my gentlemen listeners, don't use too much. Really, a little goes a long way. It is a serum. Doesn't feel greasy per se, but it is very almost slick, if you will. It will help your hair, whether it's curly or straight. If it's curly, it can get rid of the frizz. If it's straight, it can help you get that kind of long, flat look that everyone's looking for. But give it also a little bit of shine. And because it's called root to tip, it is actually very nourishing for the roots of your hair. So if you're struggling with thinning hair or a scalp that's not healthy, this is the product for you. Last but not least, the Healthy Hold Glaze. From the time I was really young, I've always had those flyaway hairs at the top of my head, and everything that I do to kind of glue them down doesn't work. And then along came the Healthy Hold Glaze. Not only is it a light hold, so my hair is not sort of that crunchy or super shiny, it actually holds down those flyaway hairs without giving me that crunch or a terrible smell or a greasy look that I really don't want. I want sort of natural, healthy looking hair and scalp, and this is a great thing to use. I don't use it over my whole head, but of course you could, depending on what sort of hairstyle you have. What I like about it is that it's a light hold, but these 4 products together work very well and smell very nicely together. The other thing that you should know, that the shampoo and conditioner for ladies and gentlemen is excellent for color treated hair. So you don't have to worry that if you do dye your hair, that it will be stripping out the color. Let's talk a little bit about the skincare line. Now, we've traditionally had our Virage skincare. Actually, we had traditional skincare, but I'm going to talk about these 2 lines now. We may do a whole skincare presentation later on in the year, which is why I'm not showing the entire skincare line, because you know we have some great new products. But the Virage skin line, again, left to right, the toner, cleanser, hydrating serum, and moisturizer work together beautifully. They also come in a 4-pack, so you can buy them all together or individually. Purchasing the 4-pack gives you a nice discount on those 4 products. I love the hydrating serum and the moisturizer. I always forget to use toner, I have to say. I like it, but it's not something that I do on a regular basis. And cleanser, of course, I try to cleanse my face daily. What I found, at least for me, is that having the cleanser in the shower works really well. And if I have the cleanser and the toner in the shower, I'm more likely to use them regularly. Otherwise, I get a little bit busy or forgetful, and I don't get to it. But really, a lovely 4-pack. If you have perhaps acne or blemish-prone skin, maybe you're a teenager or you're going through a stage of life where blemishes are really have become problematic. The HD Clear line, also non-toxic, doesn't have heavy chemicals, salicylic acid, and other chemicals that can burn or scar the skin. I also find with some of those products, we have a brand here in the United States called Clearasil, that the face almost takes on a whitening effect, like a bleach. And it's kind of scary, because if it's bleaching your skin, imagine what it's doing to your insides. I wouldn't want to have that on my skin as a long-term basis. I've also found with some of those products, if you sleep with them and you have your sheets are not white, perhaps your sheets are a color, maybe pink or blue or something else, it may actually bleach your sheets. So you don't want to use those products. You want to use something more natural, something that balances out your face. And the HD Clear line contains an oil called Ho Wood. That's H-O, Ho Wood. And Ho Wood is excellent for eliminating blemishes, clearing bacteria, and also calming, soothing, and healing the skin. Let's talk about spots and laundry. So first we talked about eliminating toxins, then we talked about our skin, and now let's talk about laundry. Laundry is another big one, where we see people using very harsh chemicals because they buy giant jugs of laundry detergent that they like the smell of, and maybe those laundry detergents may be masking the odors, but not necessarily eliminating odors. As we know, our On Guard laundry detergent contains On Guard essential oil and an enzyme which actually eats perspiration. So you can feel confident that your laundry is not only clean, but actually has eliminated the things that tend to stick to clothes, especially clothes that maybe are cotton or other fabrics. That idea sometimes, I know I wash exercise clothing. I take it out of the washing machine. It seems to smell fine. And then I stick it in the dryer or hang it to dry, and then I smell it again, and it doesn't smell clean. So now what I've taken to do, especially with my son's exercise clothes, is I take a little bit of the On Guard laundry detergent or a little bit of the On Guard cleaner, and I actually rub it around the collar or maybe the underarms so that I know that I'm getting that concentrated lift of odors and making sure that that enzyme is getting to work exactly where I need it. And then I throw it in the washer as usual. If I have spots on the clothing, I'll either use On Guard laundry detergent directly on the spot, or sometimes I'll use On Guard cleaner, household cleaner, mixed with a little bit of water that I keep in a roller bottle, like you see on the left. I'll just roll it on the spots. Sometimes I'll add a drop or two of lemon oil. All of these recipes will be provided to you at the end, so no need to scramble and think, oh my gosh, I missed the recipe. You're gonna get the recipes, folks, don't worry. Okay, let's talk about kitchen. Now, you may be mopping your floors, you may be washing your dishes, you may be cleaning out cabinets, wiping down countertops. You want to make sure that your sponge is clean. Try throwing it into your dishwasher on a regular basis. If you don't have a dishwasher, replace your sponge and then use essential oils to clean off your surfaces. You can add them into your dishwater. You can also add them directly onto your sponge and then wipe down your counters. If you're using On Guard cleaner concentrate, you can put it into the sprayer bottle and then use that to spray down your counters. I love lemon essential oil in my counter spray, and I also like On Guard in my counter spray. And it seems to balance well in my in the sprayer bottle. Sometimes at different times of the year, I'll actually add Douglas fir. Douglas fir actually is a very balancing, kind of grounding smell that after a long day, if you're cleaning up the kitchen or cleaning up your household, it can kind of balance out and make you feel a little bit more settled. Bathroom. When we clean our bathrooms, or maybe if we're traveling and we get to a hotel and we're not so sure how clean that bathroom is, it's nice to have one of these 3 essential oils with us. We can either wipe down a bathroom sink, we can use them, throw them in a toilet if the toilet room is not smelling very fresh. They can be used to wipe down countertops. I often travel with Purify, certainly with lemon and melaleuca, always with me. They're part of the 10 basic essential oils that we use when we first get started. And using them together is a great way for us to keep the bathroom fresh and clean. And again, using them in the water that you will be using for mopping down floors or cleaning a spray for bathroom counters. Also safe on tiles and other surfaces, but really give that bathroom a good cleansing and also help it to smell fresh. Mold, another big problem, big in cities, sometimes in basements, also in bathrooms, maybe in your gym bag. That mold can be toxic. You want to make sure that it's eliminated. When we see black mold, we want to make sure that we're using certainly gloves and a mask if we're doing any sort of cleaning of mold. On Guard Protective Blend, whether it's the cleaner concentrate or On Guard essential oil directly on the sponge and then applied to the mold. You may have to leave it on the mold for a little while to really have it do its job and then wipe it away. Again, I would dispose of the rags or the sponges that you're using, and then keep that On Guard going in that room to eliminate the mold from kind of bouncing back. Use your diffuser in a bathroom. In a small room, On Guard used with this type of diffuser is a great way to get rid of mold and really have it not come back again. You want to also, if possible, with gym bags, you can leave them outside, leave them in the sun. Mold does not like the sun, and so it's more likely to not come back if it's kind of burned away by the rays of the sun. Unfortunately, as we know, you can't take your basement or your bathroom outdoors and let it sit in the sun. But small items that have become moldy can be washed effectively with this sort of 1-2 punch, the cleaner concentrate and the protective blend, and then let out into the sun and the fresh air to dry. All of the On Guard products, as we know, are great for eliminating toxins and any threats, environmental threats, from the foaming hand soap to the toothpaste, the cleaner and laundry detergent, also the On Guard soft gels, and the beadlets. What I love about the On Guard foaming hand wash actually is that I keep it at every sink in my house, including my kitchen sink, and I've been known to use it as a veggie wash in a pinch. So if I get stuck and I don't have a pre-made veggie wash that I've made with maybe a little water or lemon oil, I'll take my On Guard foaming hand soap and just rub it over whatever vegetable or fruit I'm about to eat, and I feel like, okay, I've removed the majority of the toxins, and then it rinses away cleanly, and there's no harsh residues left on the vegetables, and I can just chop them up, or the fruits, chop them up and use them in whatever recipe that I have. Okay, so if I had a 90-day plan for green cleaning, and we're talking about cleaning our houses again, I would try in month 1 to make sure that I had many of the oils that I need on hand. So things like On Guard, lemon, melaleuca, black pepper, Douglas fir, and Purify. In month 2, I'd make sure that, Breathe Oil got stuck in there. You could use Breathe Oil for diffusing if you wish, but things like On Guard, okay, and then in month 3, things like On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, On Guard Laundry Detergent, foaming hand soap, toothpaste, and On Guard Essential Oil. Okay, so I'm saying thank you to you because I'm going to ask you now to just take a minute while I get your next part of the presentation. If you could just hold on for me for a minute. And I want to show you something that's available to you online on the new doTERRA website. So you're going to be going to www.doterra.com, and you're going to choosing the tab called Our Advocates. And then what you can do is go into the Empowered Life series, and you're going to see something like this. Let's see if I can share my screen with you. Oops. Okay, so I have this lady here, but this is the Empowered Life series, Green and Clean. So this is something that you can choose to take a look at. I'm going to play you 2 short clips. The first one is Jill Winger, and she talks about a product that she has put together. We're going to play only about 1 minute of this 11-minute video. And then I'm going to play some recipes for you, which please get your phones out so you can take screenshots of these if you wish. So here is Jill Winger talking about a product that she's put together, a green product that she's put together in her free time. So here we go.
Spring and summer months, my hands tend to take a beating. We're outside generally from sunup till sundown. I'm working in the garden, playing with my animals, playing with my kids, and I have a really bad habit of not wearing gloves when I'm working in the soil in my garden. So as a result, I end up with really rough and irritated hands at the end of the day. I've tried a lot of different lotions, and some work, some don't. Most of them feel a little bit too thin and don't really give me the relief that I'm looking for. So I came up with this gardener's hand cream recipe. I love it because it's moisturizing and nourishing without being greasy, and you can easily put it together in just a few minutes. So the ingredients we need for our gardener's hand cream is 1/4 cup of shea butter, 1 tablespoon of beeswax pellets. Now you can grab the beeswax chunks, but I find the pellets are just easier to melt and easier to measure. We're also going to use 1/8 cup of fractionated coconut oil, and then myrrh and cedarwood essential oils. I choose myrrh and cedarwood especially for this recipe because they are soothing to the skin and are known to help with skin imperfections. So the first thing we're going to do is heat up a little pot of water on our stove or use a double boiler. So here I'm just using a hot plate and this saucepan has a few inches of water in the bottom. I'm going to use a stove top safe dish and place my shea butter and my beeswax together. And then carefully place this into my double boiler or my saucepan. And then we're just going to wait a few minutes and watch it, and it will start to slowly melt. You can also give it a quick stir as you wait to help speed up the process. So once the shea butter and beeswax has completely melted, you're going to carefully remove it off of your stove or hot plate and add the rest of the ingredients. So I like to wait around 5 to 10 minutes before I add my essential oils to this melted mixture, just because the heat can have a little bit of an effect on the oils, and we want to avoid that. But once it's cooled for a few minutes, we can proceed with the rest of the recipe. We're going to add 1/8 of a cup of fractionated coconut oil right into our mixture. And then we're going to add 10 drops each of myrrh oil and cedarwood oil. Give it another quick stir, make sure everything's incorporated. And then before it starts to set up, I like to grab a little glass container and pour it right in here. And then you're going to leave it for a couple hours, and it will be the consistency of a body butter or a thicker hand cream. And then it's just very simple to use. Just scoop a little bit out. A little bit goes a long ways, and apply it to your hands or any other skin that might need a little extra TLC, and you're going to love the results. Have you ever?
Okay, everyone. So that's the first recipe for the hand lotion, hand cream. You can see here, some of you may know Carrie Salmons. I'm not going to play her now, but she talks about, again, using natural products to clean her home. And this actually is my favorite. These are the Cottam sisters, Alicia and Marie. And Alicia and Marie, as you can see, talk all about tons of cleaning products that they make and some fun activities that they've done. They've done these as DIYs. So getting together with friends, mixing up a big load of laundry detergent. These are also cost savers. For those of you who are really trying to make sure that you're not overspending, they tell you how to make laundry detergent, how to make fabric softener. I love these two ladies. And the lady on the right actually owns a restaurant with her husband, a Mexican restaurant. And she says that her husband frequently comes home from work with stains on his apron or on his clothes, and that the products that she has developed take those stains out really well. So take a gander when you get a chance at these two ladies. Both of the videos for the Cottam sisters and also Carrie Salmons are a little bit longer, and we don't have time today to be able to play them. The last thing I am going to listen to me. I'm praying for you always, but the last thing I'm going to play for you today is some quick recipes that you can see on the screen. So get out your phones. You can screenshot these if you need to. I do realize that these are all in standard measurements, not in metric. So if anybody needs some advice on converting, or Julia and I can work on converting some of the recipes for you. But I'm just going to play this real quick so you can see the variety of recipes that you're going to learn if you come onto the Empowered Life series. So here we go. So this is one of the recipes that Jill Winger talks about right in the beginning. She also talks about the dog shampoo for those of you who have pets. This is, again, her gardener's hand cream, the one that she was describing above. And she also talks about the soothing skin stick. This is an easy essential oil hand cleanser in case you haven't bought the pre-made cleanser, the spray. You can see it also adds lemon oil in there. and some do-it-yourself cleansing wipes. Here's a soft scrub for scrubbing those difficult areas, perhaps in your bathroom or your kitchen. This is a cool recipe that the Cottam sisters talk about, do-it-yourself laundry detergent. I actually saw them make it and I thought, wow, I want to do that. Maybe Julia, you and I can get together and make a big batch of laundry detergent. Julia's actually sitting here with me as we speak. She's listening to our whole presentation, probably laughing out loud. Great mattress spray that you can use if you're on the road. This is a real fruit and veggie spray, not just the foaming hand soap. Glass cleaner, which I use everywhere in my house. My desk, as I've said to you before, is glass and gets a lot of finger marks on it. Here's another soft scrub that you can use. A wood polish. Tub and shower cleaning spray. The cassia essential oil working together with the vinegar. And that's it for our recipes for today. So I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to ask if there are any questions that anybody may have. Let's see if we have. So as I mentioned, we're going to have 2 winners today. We have sort of an interesting prize for the winners today. We're actually going to be raffling off cheer oil. And the reason I want you to have cheer oil is because sometimes when we start in this process, we're not so cheerful. We begin to think, oh, I have to throw away all my cleaning products and my shampoo and everything that I have in my kitchen and my bathroom, and we get a little bit discouraged. And so what I don't want you to get is discouraged. And actually what I always say is take your time. When one thing runs out, then you'll purchase something new. If you've been using something toxic before, now you can try something different. So we're going to announce today's winners. Actually, I'm going to stop the share and then I'm going to announce today's winners, if you can just hold on.